All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Dom and Gonz Sports Talk on a special Friday evening. The first pregame live show for not only the 2023 NFL season for the Baltimore Ravens, but on this channel. We are excited to bring this to you guys. We have finally made it back to football. Week 1 actually kicked off yesterday with a stunner in Kansas City, with the Detroit Lions going on to upset the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. We'll talk about that in a little bit more. And, of course, our beloved Baltimore Ravens matchup coming up on Sunday at 1 o'clock at the bank against the Houston Texans. Excited to be here. Dom, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, man. Just trying to survive the storms. Pretty bad storms out here over here in Baltimore County. We're living through it. But other than that, man, I'm good. It was of football last night. Definitely caught me by surprise. Well, not too much by surprise, but I'm just happy to see that the Chiefs are starting off 0-1. It's always great to see the Chiefs suffering just a little bit. But
just a little, yeah.
I'm good. Just a little bit. It's good to see them suffer a little bit. But yeah, we're good. I'm having good, man.
Great. That game yesterday, I really had thought that there was no chance for the Lions to win. I wasn't a believer in the Lions. That's not – I'm not trying to be a hater. I just didn't think they had improved enough to go in there and win that type of game. And I know that Kansas City had no Travis Kelce or Chris Jones, but I got to give my props to the Lions. They went in there and they won a nail-biter. They got a pick six off of a Kadarius Toney drop, and then Jared Goff in the offense propelled down the field, got that late touchdown with David Montgomery. Exciting stuff. And their defense held at the end of the game, barring a couple drops and a penalty, but they held. That's not easy to do. Dan Campbell has really turned that culture around in Detroit. I'm very impressed with what he's done so far. If they can keep this up, I will become a Lions believer.
I'm a Lions believer. I had a feeling coming into the season that they were going to be good. Didn't catch me too much by surprise that they won. I mean, this isn't the same Lions. I think we can all sit here and say that this is not the same Lions team. They're even saying this is not the same Lions team that came in this year with a revamped secondary, motivation after knocking off the Green Bay Packers from the playoffs last year, and Aaron Rodgers led Green Bay Packers last year to get to the playoffs. They're hungry. They know they can win it if they want to. They can win their division. They could lead it. I mean, who knows? But, I mean, I just don't want – I know Kadarius Toney did have some drops last night, but, man, Mahomes lovers were just slobbering all over him yesterday. Oh, no, Mahomes, where's his receivers? He didn't have any receivers. No. See, but here's my thing, right? Mahomes had some missed throws. He wasn't perfect all night. Was he playing Superman last night? Absolutely. But let's not act like Mahomes was perfect that whole game. Okay? The Chiefs just did not play well enough to finish the job. And it's all right to say that. And I just think, we have to give the Lions more credit for what they pulled off yesterday. Kelce or no Kelce. I mean, I get it. But, I mean, I feel like this is a detriment to the Chiefs because if you're solely relying on 34-year-old Travis Kelce to carry you to the promised land, in this stacked AFC conference, you're not. This is not a key to success, man. It's not the key to success. So I'm excited for the Lions. It's good to see that Patrick Mahomes is not only is like 0-1 this year, but he's also leading the league in interceptions so far right now. So, but yes, shout out to the Lions, man. They did a heck of a job. Defense stepped up great in the second half. We love to see it. Shout out to Brian Branch, first pick of his career and touchdown of his career. So shout out to him. But yeah, great. It was a stunner last night. I was excited. I was on the edge of my seat watching that. Football is back. We love it. We just love it.
Yeah, that was great. That was a fun game. I do got to say, though, Travis Kelce, I didn't think he had that much of an impact on this Kansas City Chiefs offense.
It's really scary.
It's huge.
Yeah.
They looked night and day compared to when he's on the field. I mean, Mahomes doesn't have that security blanket anymore without Kelce on the field, so he doesn't really have that guy to go to. And some people got hot that I forget this guy's first name, number 4, Rice.
Oh,
He had
Rasheed
a
Rice?
couple nice little plays.
Yes.
Yeah, they're rookie. And he had a nice couple catches on that drive right before halftime when they got, and then caught that touchdown, of course, going into half. But you can just see that this offense is missing that guy without Kelsey. And
Without
obviously,
Kelsey,
when Kelsey
yeah.
comes back, it's going to be a world of difference.
Yes.
Because this Chiefs offense, it's not the same, definitely, without Travis Kelsey. And I'm not going to try. I'm sorry. I'm not going to diss on the Lions defense, but their defense is good, but it's not like insanely good. And at times they had some really, really bad plays for the Chiefs offense. I'm just going to go out and say it. And then the drops by their wide receivers were just really bad, almost like we've seen that before somewhere. Yeah, hint, hint. But anyway,
that's why I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for the Chiefs suffering right now, because this is what we've been suffering from the last couple of years.
It looked like I was watching Baltimore Ravens football.
Literally,
especially from the recent years.
Watch Lamar carry it for a while now, and Mahomes, you're supposed to be able to work your Mahomes magic and get the win, right? Because people were telling Lamar, go out there and get the win. Mahomes had an opportunity to win that game. They weren't down by too much. He could have got down there and scored, but it didn't happen. Okay, so I have no sympathy for the Chiefs. I'm sorry, but it's only one game, so we'll see when Kelsey comes back. But I just do not think, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm not too concerned, but I'm concerned with the fact that without Kelsey, it would just take one injury for Kelsey to go down, and we are just abysmal. Just abysmal. Like, I'd be scared. So hopefully they make some sort of move to do something, because they are not in a good space without Kelsey right now at all.
But he'll be back soon.
Yeah.
I'm not going to panic about Kansas City yet. If I'm a Chiefs fan, they'll be fine, most likely.
Yeah.
They always
I'm
seem to work.
I'm not saying they won't be fine. I'm just saying, like, if Kelsey is your sole person who you can count on, and if, God forbid, if he goes down again this season.
Some people were hitting the panic button, though. Some people, some casual fans were like, "Oh, Kansas City sucks." No,
they don't suck.
Just not yet.
It's only one game.
Yeah,
it's one game.
Mahomes they'll bounce back. One year they started like 1-3 or 3, and then ended up going 3-4, and then they ended up making the playoffs and doing really well. So
it's
they'll be
definitely
okay.
not time to hit the panic button yet, but you definitely need someone to complement Kelsey. If you
they
do
gotta
not,
eliminate
you are screwed.
They got to eliminate those drops, though. Those drops.
Absolutely.
That Tony drop that was a pick 6 gave the Lions 7 points. And honestly, if that doesn't happen, they might not win the game. So and we've seen these drops happen before. Like we're Ravens fans, we've been watching these bad drops hurt us for years.
That's why I have no sympathy.
Now we see it for Mahomes, and let's treat Mahomes the same as Lamar for a little bit, shall we? But anyway, it was a great game to watch. I'm glad the Lions pulled it off. Congrats to them. Let's see if they can keep it going this season. All right, so let's go ahead and shift over to Sunday afternoon to our Ravens matchup against the Texans. So before we get going on the specifics, let's go over the final injury report that came out today. So the Ravens only obviously have one guy out, and that's going to be Marlon Humphrey, who's still recovering from that surgery, but he should be back shortly. And the only other guy on there for now is Mark Andrews, who's questionable with that quad injury. He was not committed about playing in the game on Sunday when interviewed. And that's fine with me because, we've got guys to back him up. We got Isaiah Likely. Charlie Kolar did some good things in the preseason. And Pat Ricard could fill a blocking role at tight end as well. So if he's not ready to go, don't stress, don't play him. I think we have much better tight end depth than Kansas City does. So I think we'll be in much better hands than they were without Kelsey. And I know people are probably going to say this and get freaked out, but OBJ appeared on the injury report yesterday with an ankle injury that limited him in practice. Although taking a peek at Friday's injury report, I don't see anything about Odell Beckham or about being questionable for the game or any of that. So I think he's good to go. And there was a tweet from Jamison Hensley that came out earlier today that he came out and was running and was practicing today, and he looks fine. So I think they're just being cautious with OBJ, and that's okay with me. Like I said, we all have depth at wide receiver now, and we can have rotating guys in and out the entire game. So he doesn't have to be in there in the entirety of the game. So it'll be fine. What are your thoughts on some of this stuff, Dom?
Yeah, I'm definitely okay if Andrews is not good to go, I'm okay if he's not. I would rather not rush him back because he's going to be a very important piece throughout the season. So if he's not good to go, that's fine. Likely can take up the helm with Kolar behind him. I'm trusting those two guys to get it done if they need to. And plus, we have so many good wide receivers now. Like, I feel like they can supplement from that now that if Andrew does not play. Now, if he does play, obviously, I'm okay with that too. But I just hope, like, he's not – again, if he doesn't play every snap, you can throw him in every once in a while. I'm okay with that too. If he needs to, get some game reps in if he needs it. But I'm totally okay if Andrews is good to go. It is good to see that OBJ is going to be good to go. Whenever you see him on an injury report, you're just like, oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Because of his history. But it seems as though it's just like a minor tweak. So it's glad to see that he is out there on the field. Again, I'm also okay. I agree with you. If he's not on the field for every snap, I'm fine with that. We have a lot of young guys out there who are ready to come back. Bateman's coming back from his injury, so he should be good to go. Zay, can't wait to see what he does. Nelson can fill a lot of that in as a vet. So I'm perfectly, like you said, we have plenty of rotational pieces to add in there so those guys aren't out there for every snap. And plus, our run game is at full strength. We haven't had that in a while. So let's get all these guys in here and just complement each other in the pass and the run. And let's not overwork because it's just the Texans. It's just the Texans. Okay, let's not overwork.
Let's not get
Let's
excited.
Get in there and get
Let's be careful about that, though, because I thought the same thing about the Lions yesterday. So let's make sure we get this dub.
See, I don't know why you thought that about the Lions. They aren't that bad of a team.
They're not.
A good team.
I just thought it was unthinkable for them to go into Kansas City. That's all. I
gave them a shot. I gave them a shot to win that. It's just, I know the Kansas City defending champ. This is not the same Lions team. So I did not think they were going to go in there and get shut down. But this isn't – I'm not going to hold that to that standard because the Texans are not near the Lions as far as compatibility. So, in a competitive nature. So, I'm not going to say the Texans are trash, but I will say that, it's not like one of those games where it's like, oh, my God, it's the such and such team. It's not a lot of fear in the hearts of the defense.
Let's just go out there and ball out.
Let's just go out there and ball out. Exactly.
Shifting over to the Texans side of things, they listed 3 players to be out on today's injury report, starting with Blake Cashman, their middle linebacker, John Mechie, both have hamstring injuries, and safety Jimmy Ward, who was limited and then did not practice yesterday, so it wasn't looking like he was going to play, and he will not. He's dealing with a hip issue, and those are 3 starters that the Texans will be missing on Sunday. Not to mention earlier, maybe this week or last week, I can't remember, I saw that they placed their starting right tackle, Titus Howard, on injured reserve. So already they'll have a fill-in on the right tackle spot. So that's a chance for David Ajabo or Owe or whoever's going to be rushing on that side to get some good quality production. We need some pressure on C.J. Stroud. I'd like to see some 4-man rushes get home without having to blitz 6 or 7 to get pressure. So I think that's a good transition to the defense. I'm hoping that this defense, it doesn't have to be suffocating, but they need to have a pretty nice afternoon. They shouldn't allow more than 10 or 14 points, maybe 17. I'm anticipating they'll have a pretty decent day rushing the passer. Make the rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud, make hard decisions and quick decisions. He'll be more prone to mistakes that way. Make them pass also. Let's stop the ground game, force them to be one-dimensional, and we can turn those guys loose. This is the first time we'll be seeing all of our starting defense this year, so I'm excited about that. We can see Roquan, Pat Queen, and all them. And then our guys in the middle, Michael Pierce, Justin Madubuike on the line of scrimmage, Broderick Washington. And another big thing, tackle, tackle, tackle. Make sure we're not missing easy tackles in the open field. Let's just get our guys down. If they throw a short slant, let's wrap them up for a 4 or 5 yard gain and not turn it into a 20 or 30 yard gain like we did with Jamar Chase a couple times. Not to say any of those guys are Jamar Chase, but still, same concept. Don't just wrap guys up. So play good defense on the run, make them one-dimensional, and then you can turn those pass rushers loose on C.J. Stroud.
Yes.
Keys to on defense.
Yes, pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. I cannot express this enough how important this will be for this game. This will set – I'm not saying, like, again, it's just Texans, but this will set the tone for how I feel like we can start playing at. If we can, like, let's just go in and do what we are supposed to do. You know, let's not overcomplicate things. Let's not overthink things. Let's just go in there, and especially, like you said, on the right side, I'm expecting a great performance from our edge rush, at least. I like making C.J. Stroud uncomfortable. It's his first game, okay? Let's let Mike McDonald go in there and eat him alive. All right, that's what I'm expecting. As soon as the pass rush gets good, the secondary compliment. So at that point, if we get in, oh goodness, sorry guys. If we get in there and we handle business, we should be absolutely fine. But like you said before, we have been known to not wrap up guys at a great rate, not consistently. So I'm hoping I don't see C.J. Stroud doing a tap dance in the pocket. As soon as I see that, I'm calling my lawyer and I'm suing the Ravens for emotional stress. But we should be fine. I'm expecting a good performance, especially since they're missing a lot of guys. Also, shout out to John Mechie. I know he's recovering. He's just recovering from leukemia. Finally able to get back on the field. Hopefully he comes back soon, healthy, 100%. Can't wait to see him out there on the field. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm expecting a great defensive performance from us. Anything under 20 points wise, I'm okay with. Anything over 20, I'm a little bit skeptic. Not crazily skeptic, but I'm a little worried for this young Texans team who are still, getting it together. But yeah, I'm expecting a good performance out of us defensively. The only person we're missing is Marlowe, so Rock Yassin will have to take up the helm at CB1, which I feel like he has no problem doing. I mean, he did it for the Raiders. He was pretty locked down. So I'm not worried about that in the slightest. So I'm hoping we go in there and we dominate defensively. Let's set the tone. Let's start this now. Because next week isn't going to be a layup. Let's get the layup out of the way now. Okay?
I'd like to see at least 3 or 4 sacks. At least 3.
Have to be oh God, numbers, but let's just get a couple. Okay.
I'm not going to go crazy and ask for 7 sacks because that's hard. But
that's very hard.
Maybe 2. All right, let me be even more fair. Maybe 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
And
I'm not asking for much.
Some pressure.
Not asking for much.
Just make
it
comfortable. He will
make
turn
it hard.
We've watched him turn the ball over in preseason. Especially his first throw of the whole NFL career in the preseason against New England was a pick. So let's make him do that. Force him to make bad decisions. Throw it to our DBs. Marcus Williams has already been a ball hawk on this team ever since he got signed last year. I'd like to see him get an interception or a turnover, and that'd be great. And then maybe we can punch the ball out too with our linebackers. Roquan Smith can knock that ball loose from one of their backs. Who's there? I believe their starting running back is Devin Singletary, I want to say.
I think so. I think he did sign with the Texans because the Bills did not re-sign him.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely not on the Bills. I think he's on the Texans, number 26. So let's not let him get going. He's been a decent back for the Bills. So let's not let him get going. So like I said, 2 to 3 sacks would be great, and maybe a turnover.
I'm fine with that. I'm legitimately fine with 2 or 3 sacks.
Let's hold them out of the end zone as well. It's I won't be mad if we give up a little bit. Honestly, 20 points would be fine. I don't care.
Yeah, let's just. What I'm saying, it's not I'm not super skeptic but I'm just a little bit. If anything over 20 is a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit much. Anything under 20, I'm fine with.
Now, before we move to offense, I do want to make another point. I completely forgot about this guy, Dameon Pierce, the stud last year, stud rookie running back for the Texans who emerged last year, is somebody to keep our eye on. I completely forgot him. He may be the starter or split the starting amount of carries with Devin Singletary. He can get good. He can get hot quick. So we don't want to let that happen. So it's important to just take him out of the game completely and force CJ Stroud to use these limited wide.
Force him to throw.
So
Force him to throw.
Yeah. Don't let Dameon Pierce get going. He's also a little bit of a threat out of the backfield as well. So let's not let him, like I just said, let's not let him start cooking. Last thing we need is a consistent 12 yards a pop running game from the Houston Texans. And then that would open up play. And that's not what we want. So let's let us open up play action by getting our running backs going, Dobbins and Edwards, and drive down the field and be two-dimensional. And defensively, I think that's all I'm going to say about it. But Dameon Pierce is probably the guy to watch out for on this Texans offense.
I think we can shut him down. I think we should be able to shut him down. And now that's if, because we've had iffy run defense before. But I think, like you said, this will be the first time we've had 100% strength, full defense out there on the field, minus Marlowe. But, as far as the run game is concerned, I think we should be okay. If Michael Pierce and Justin Madubuike and that interior do what they need to do, we should be fine. But we will see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's open.
Yeah. Excited to watch this Mike McDonald's defense play on Sunday. Can't wait. All right, let's switch over to the offensive side of the ball. Our first look at quarterback Lamar Jackson in this Todd Monken scheme. So we've seen how our backups have done in the preseason, and it looked pretty good for the most part, as we said. So I'm hoping that this can be a very nice performance by LJ. And I'm hoping that we can get the passing game going, spread the ball around, just like our backups were in preseason, get multiple guys the ball, and nice little dunk downs and short passes too. Let's get some rack. I know Zay Flowers is specialized in rack in some of these in the limited action he's seen, and I'm hoping that Lamar could maybe get 3 to 4 touchdowns. And if we really start cooking, I don't think it's impossible for another Jackson 5 in week 1. It's not impossible.
Jackson 5, man.
Let's see. I mean, we're at home. The Texans, their defense isn't super great, and they are going to be missing Jimmy Ward and their starting safety from the Niners. So there's no reason why this passing team can't get going. And also, since you said earlier, J.K. Dobbins fully ready to go, Gus Edwards fully ready to go. Those guys have gotten some passes out of the backfield as well, as we saw in the preseason a little bit. So I remember Gus Edwards had a nice little 10-yard catch. So let's just get everybody involved. Isaiah Likely at tight end. Let's go out and dominate. Let's confuse this Texans defense. I really don't see any reason why we can't put up 30 points, maybe 28 at least, or 30.
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm really watching to see our deep ball game. I'm really interested to see if we test deep as far as that, because we've had moments where we could do it, but we haven't done it a lot. Now that we have all these receivers, now that we have all these deep threats, I want to see our deep ball game and how much that has revamped since last year. So I'm interested to see if Todd Monken will bust that out. But yes, I'm excited to see this offense, this new look Todd Monken offense go out there on this field. And it's going to be interesting to see how everyone gets incorporated, especially if Andrews is not playing on Sunday. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to see Zay go crazy on Sunday, because I just don't think anybody on the Texans is going to be able to hold him. So I'm ready for it. And I want to see everyone get involved. I want to see how the run game will be used in the regular season compared to the passes. Is it going to be more pass? Is it going to be more run? Is it going to be more balance? So many questions that we had over the offseason, now we're going to be able to answer them on Sunday. And I'm excited to see it. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, yes. As far as I want to see how we talked about how the other guys like Beckham and those guys will probably be in and out of the rotation. I kind of want to see who's going to see the most snaps in that rotation. I know Bateman is just coming back, so will he see a lot of time? Will there be plays made for him? it's just a lot of questions that have been not going to be answered until Sunday, and I can't wait to see the answers to those questions because, man, I'm so ready for a revamped Ravens passing offense. We've all been waiting for this for a while, and to be able to see it in person, in real life, is going to be fantastic. I'm expecting at least 28. That might be asking for a lot, but I'm expecting at least 28. Between 28 and 31, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Tucker come out and kick something at some point. But yeah, I'm expecting at least 28 and 31. I think it's going to be a really good showing from us, especially with the Texans defensive guys kind of out.
Yeah. Yeah, good points. Now, I do want to bring back a point. I wanted to make sure I cover this because I did say this back a few weeks ago. We were talking about maybe being rusty on offense coming out of the gate. I'd be fine. I'm gonna repick the amount of points that I'm gonna say. I'm gonna think if we get to 24, I think that would be okay. What I would rather see than score 30 points is a turnover-free game. Let's take care of the football. Let's, be smart and not force any stupid stuff and, play to our strengths. Let's play to our strengths. And what is a big strength that we have? I think our offensive line. I think our offensive line can really do some damage this game. Now, there are guys to watch out for. For example, their second first-round pick, Will Anderson Jr., the defensive end, that'll be his first look, too, in the regular season. I did not watch too much on him in the preseason. I'm not sure if he played, so my apologies for that. But we need to make sure we don't let him get going either because there's a reason why he was picked so high in the draft. So we need our tackles, Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses, wherever he's going to be rushing from. I'm not sure, to be on their game and not let any surprise blindside hits on Lamar Jackson from the front or the side.
Agreed.
So let's make sure we do enough in the pass protection. I think pass protection, if we can keep Lamar upright from these guys, I think we're going to be fine. I think that'll get to find people who are wide open. And if they do decide to blitz, I'm confident that Monken can call some plays with some easy hot routes or, the hot reads or running backs, check downs, whatever you want to call it. I think we'll be okay in that department because that's always been an issue with Greg Roman was can the Ravens beat the blitz, the cover zero? And they struggled to do that for the most part. They did have a small stretch last year where they were beating it in like the first couple games, and that was nice. But then, it started to come back again, and we were back to struggling. Yeah. So I think that because of all the quick passes in this offense, I think it'll be easier for the Ravens to beat this blitz and cause teams to blitz less because of that. Some other guys on the Texans defense to watch for, the second-year safety, Jalen Petre, who actually had a very good rookie season last year. He had a handful of interceptions, a lot. I can't remember how many, at least 5, maybe more. So he is ready to take his game to the next step this year in year 2. And that also brings us to another young cornerback, Derek Stingley Jr., another good look at him. Is this his rookie year? I think it is, right?
No, it's the second year.
Okay, I'm sorry. Second year. So, got some experience under the belt. Another guy trying to make a second-year leap. If you're Zay Flowers, if you're Rashad Bateman especially, and some vets like Nelson Aguilar as well, this is your chance to show them who's a vet, especially if you've been in the league for a while. Oh, and I can't forget, of course, OBJ, probably the oldest wide receiver on our team right now at 30. Let's show these young bucks how it's done. Because point is, these guys had really good rookie years, Petre and Derek Stingley, but they've only been in the league 1 year. Odell's been in the league since 2014. So show them experience with him. Show them how you're supposed to guard in the NFL. Show them how. Put them on some skates. Let's get some highlights. Let's get some double move long balls, like you said. Let's open up the deep passing game. I think the Ravens have a chance to go deep, especially early in the game, and set the tone for the rest of the game. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to go. Also, one more thing, too. I want to see us be able to beat the play clock. Okay, we had struggles with that last year, beating the play clock. I want to see us be able to get the ball off before the play clock hit zero because we've had some mishaps on that last year with Greg Roman. So hopefully this year the plays are more quickly. We're able to get things more out more quicker, and we're able to not have those penalties because they are detrimental. They are very detrimental. That 5 yards means something. Just saying. But yeah, I'm excited too. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I am too. All right. Well, I think we've gotten to the time to where we give our score predictions. Dom, I'll let you go first. Final score.
If I had to think, I'm gonna say 28-10. I think we get them 28-10.
28-10. Okay.
28-10. Yes.
I'm thinking about more along the lines of maybe 27-17. So a nice decisive 10-point win. Lamar, 3 touchdowns total. He may run for one, maybe on a scramble. That's why I'm going to say 3 total touchdowns instead. Now, is there a chance he could get a Jackson 5, like I said earlier? Definitely. But we need to see how the Ravens are going to attack on offense, what the play calling does when you're leading. Because we know when Greg Roman was there, they would go in conservative mode. So I'm anxious to see how Todd Monken handles situations where the Ravens have the lead in the second half or the fourth quarter. So I'm going to go ahead and say 27-17. Lamar, 3 total touchdowns. I think the defense gets 2 sacks on C.J. Stroud, one of them coming from Odafe Owe. I'm going to predict he gets one because it'll be his debut for 2023. We didn't see him in the preseason. We did see Ojabo in the preseason. I think Ojabo might get some pressures, but he probably won't get a sack. That's just my thoughts. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hope both of them get a sack and both of them go off. But if I had to predict one, I think we're getting 2 sacks. Odafe Owe gets one, and then I'm going to say Matabike gets the other one. Or either Matabike or maybe a safety because I know we're going to blitz the corners or the edge blitz. I'd rather be the 2 guys, though. So I'm going to stick with my predictions. 2 sacks, Justin Matabike, and Owe as our 2.
I'm with you on the 2 sacks, but I feel as though CJ is going to throw one gimme. He's going to throw at least one gimme.
Okay.
If the pressure is right, he's going to throw us one. I don't know who's going to get it, but he's going to throw us one. So I got 1 interception on CJ's side. And I got Lamar. I'm not gonna lie, I got Lamar rushing for a little bit, at least over 30 yards on the ground for Lamar in this first game. Probably not gonna run it as much because he wants to get the pass going a little bit more because I know that was one of his prerogatives this year. But I think Lamar is good for over 30 yards rushing right now. And CJ with the gimme, 2 sacks, and a great dominant defensive performance in week 1.
I think that Dobbins has a chance to rush for at least 50 yards.
At least.
It depends on how the game's going. It's hard for me to make these predictions right now because I haven't watched Todd Monken's offense in the regular season. So I'm going to go ahead and say he gets maybe 60 yards because we might lean toward the pass. I'll be able to make better predictions after we watch a few games and see what the play calling's like. But I'm going to say J.K. Dobbins has 60 yards rushing. And I think back on the defensive side of the ball, we can hold Dameon Pierce under 50. I'm thinking he gets 40-something yards. I'm banking on this run defense to, revert back to the old Ravens ways and blow that up completely and force them to pass. Therefore, I think C.J. Stroud may have a chance to throw for over 200 just because they have to pass a lot. But, yeah, I do see him turning the ball over at least once or twice. Maybe get a fumble as well. So we'll see.
If that pass rush can get there, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
If that pass rush can get there, for sure.
Yeah, we're excited for this game. The rest of the NFL kicks off on Sunday at 1 o'clock. We've got some other good games. We'll break down the Ravens and the rest of the games maybe Sunday night or Monday. We'll keep you guys updated. I may have a conflict on Sunday, so we'll let you know on our page. So we'll keep you posted for that. I know the Steelers have a big matchup against the 49ers. I'm actually predicting the Steelers to pull off an upset stunner 13-10 because it's just one of those nasty Steelers games where they win when they're not supposed to. And they don't even play well. They just tough it out and get
play enough to win. Yeah.
I think Kenny Pickett will have some issues and, get sacked a lot, be under fire, especially with Nick Bosa coming in right off that big extension. I feel like he will play, just okay. He will manage the game well, but the important thing is he won't turn the ball over. I think that Brock Purdy's going to have a bad game. I think the Steelers defense is going to rush him and come after him, force him to pass. I don't see – I'm hoping – again, as a Ravens fan, I hope I'm wrong. But I think it's going to be hard for the 49ers offense to attack the Steelers, and I just think it's going to be a nasty barn burner, 13-10. It's in Pittsburgh as well. But 49ers, you go out there and smoke them 39-0, you won't hear any complaining from me.
Niners, we're temporary Niners fans.
Yeah.
Just for this weekend.
Go Niners. But just if Steelers pull that off, don't say I told you so, because
hey man, I'll give you credit where credit's due. I do not think they're going to win this game this weekend, but if I'm wrong, I'll give credit where credit's due at the end of the day.
A way of rallying those guys and just making them win games they have no business of winning at all.
He's definitely an all-time coach. He's definitely an all-time coach.
We will see. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below and a subscription. And comment down below as well. Who's your team play? Are you excited? Are they going to win? And Dom, any last messages before we wrap this up for the evening?
No, I think we're all good to go. We're all set for the first slate of Sunday games. Here's to hoping we come back to you guys with a great outcome on our end. Hopefully your team wins too. Obviously, you can't win for everybody, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, man. Week 1, Sunday, 1:00 p.m. We'll be there.
I will be there at M&T Bank Stadium. That's the conflict I was talking about, why I might not be available to a show on Sunday. I will be partying at the bank, getting lit with all the fans. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to go crazy with the whole city of Baltimore on Sunday. It's going to be great. Football's back. Football is back. Now let's go take care of it against the Texans. All right, guys. Well, we're going to be signing off here. Once again, thanks for joining. And this is Dom and Gonz signing out. We'll see you soon.